we're going to finish up this week's discussion of Streetcar. We're about halfway through the play now. And I hope a couple of things are unraveling to you a little bit, or becoming clearer somewhat. I want to talk first about Stella and Blanche. And remember that this conversation between them occurred right after the physical altercation with Stanley and Stella. Stella goes to her neighbors, then we have the big Stella scene, and then she returns to Stanley, and Blanche is all freaked out. And so Blanche is telling Stella, I have a plan for us both, to get us both out. And it's some convoluted plan. She's going to call an old boyfriend, whatever. But then Stella, so this sense that Blanche lives in this other world, sort of this reality that she is creating for herself, that she somehow thinks this past boyfriend who's now married to someone else is going to just give her money. So again, that sense that she lives in this illusory world that she's created, this magical world of Blanche that nobody else, that is in direct contrast to the practical worlds of the other characters in the play. And so Stella says, Blanche, you take it for granted that I'm in something that I want to get out of. And we can debate whether Stella is the classic abused partner, making excuses for Stanley, saying he didn't really mean it, saying that after she confronts him and leaves, he's much sweeter and more docile. So we could definitely talk here about Stella being the victim of domestic abuse, and Blanche seeing that for what it is and saying, we've got to get out of here. Unfortunately, Blanche does not have the resources to do that. She doesn't have the mental resources or the financial resources. And so, in a sense, these two are trapped. Now, Stella doesn't see it that way, but Blanche definitely does. So that is definitely a thread that's going on here. And I want you to think about these two characters as women in 1947 and what would have been the options available to them. Now, there is no indication that Stella is unhappy. In fact, she repeats over and over, I'm thrilled by his, what I would call violence, what Blanche does call violence. But still, think about the time period. Think about what resources were available to them, and clearly none were. Stella is sustained by Stanley financially, and Blanche is penniless and homeless. So, but trying to create this magical, illusory world. Then we continue on into the Blanche and Stanley conflict. In scene 4, we get Blanche just laying it out there to Stella, saying he's common, bestial, subhuman, ape-like. So basically, he is everything that you should not want. The really, really frustrating, I guess, moment for Blanche in all of this is that these stage directions here. So this is after after Stanley leaves to go get the radio that he smashed fixed. Blanche and Stella have been having the conversation about leaving. Stanley comes back in, and we get these stage directions. Stella has embraced him with both arms, fiercely and full in the view of Blanche. He laughs, so Stanley laughs and clasps her, Stella's head to him. Over her head, he grins through the curtains at Blanche. So it's almost like Stanley's going, ha ha, I won. I got Stella. So remember I said in the last lecture, think about in some ways Stella being what Stanley and Blanche are fighting over. Stanley wants one thing, Blanche wants another, and Stella seems to be the hub in that wheel. Then we get the Hotel Flamingo reference where Stanley's trying to peel back the layers on Blanche's life, and he learns from a friend that she has been hanging out in this hotel, maybe as a call girl, maybe as just an escort, not really sure, but the implication is there that she has been acting less than seemly, and something that she would definitely want to keep hidden. And of course she lies and she says, no, that's not me. I didn't do that. So think about, Blanche as a liar. We know she lies about specific things, but why does she lie about it? We know that she promises that she would never, that she knows when to tell the truth and she knows when to fib. Fibbing is about keeping up that illusion, that magic. Telling the truth is she would never hurt anyone. So, think about those reasons why she continues to lie. What do the lies show? And then I want you to start thinking about why Stanley is determined to prove that she is a liar. What does he have to gain by proving that she is a liar? And then as we move on into more into the play, after the Hotel Flamingo situation, she makes this comment, I never was hard or self-sufficient enough. So you see, whereas that's exactly Stanley. Stanley's hard. Stanley's self-sufficient. And in some ways, so is Stella. When people are soft people have to shimmer and glow. And so that's what she is. She feels like she's this ephemeral, shimmery, magical being. They've got to put on soft colors, put a paper lantern over the light. It isn't enough to be soft. You've got to be soft and attractive. And I'm fading now. So anything that gave her power, whether it was at this period of time her looks, her demeanor, all that's fading, and she's finding out that she's losing this grip on power, which may be why we get the real disturbing moment at the end of this scene when she basically seduces the paper boy, who is obviously young, and she forces him to come inside and gives him a kiss, a very unwanted kiss. So perhaps that is her asserting power in the only way that she knows how, because clearly she feels like she is losing power. And Stanley, on the other hand, is one to look at as having power in this world. This world that demands hardness, that demands self-sufficiency. So think about that power struggle as far as hegemony goes. What position of power does Blanche hold in this world? What position of power does Stanley hold in this world? And then we have more clarification about Blanche and Mitch and how she feels about Mitch. She feels like that Mitch is her way to solve all the problems. She wants to rest, breathe quietly again. I want Mitch, she says, very badly. Just think if it happens, I can leave here and not be anyone's problem. I want to deceive him enough to make him want me. So again, we see, why is she lying? Well, she wants to be wanted. And it's not big things she's deceiving him by yet. It's the age, the drinking, those small things. But you get the sense that she sees this is her only way out. This is her only way to be able to assert herself. So, think about those power relationships. Who is in control? Who is not in control? Is Blanche a liar? Why does Stanley feel like he has to prove that she is? Those are 2 questions that we're going to pick up next week as we finish the play, but I want you to go ahead and start thinking about them now.